One of the reasons I wanted to create this channel, besides inspiring other people to um, preserve their memories collection and revive their most meaningful moments, was in order to inspire myself. I wanted to have kind of co-working sessions. I'm kind of remembering back when I used to have scrapbooking workshops where we used to get together and work on our photo albums together. I wanted to just have some virtual sessions like that where I'm going to work on mine and then hopefully inspire others to spend the time and work on their projects. And I am taking that opportunity today because in my last video when I was talking about Revive from Archive, I talked about nudges and getting a nudge to work on a specific project. And it's my son's birthday coming up. And since he was born, I have planned on making baby albums for him. And although I was scrapbooking all those years with my, making family albums, I always hesitated and procrastinated on his albums because I kind of wanted them to be perfect and I had perfection paralysis on them. At one point, I did finish a school album for him, so it was, all his school photos that and any memories related to school, right? So school sports and all the graduations through the years. So I did complete an album, sort of completed, I should say, because I put all the photos in, and I always wondered how I would decorate them or journal in them. So I haven't done that yet because I thought, if I had done this when he was a baby, it probably would have been too flowery for him, like, decorated. So I'm in a way glad I procrastinated. And I probably would have ended up with 10 albums because I would have put way too much in. So if you haven't done projects, don't feel bad. I think having that perspective of looking back, we see what's more meaningful. And he was here, I think it was last year. There's actually a really great story. I was working on the photo album and I was looking at photos, trying to figure out what I'm going to put in. So I've already kind of planned out the pages so I'm quite ahead. I'll put the camera on the project where I'm at now in a minute. But I had all these photos that was like of the Raptors game, for example. And he was here, so I'm like, okay, like I'm kind of struggling. Which one should I include? Which one's not? Like, what's meaningful to you? What's not? He went to basketball camp that summer. They had discounted tickets for the campers to go to a Raptors game. There was all kinds of different weekends that we could choose from, and we went to see a game, and then we would get to have like an autograph session, and a player would kind of talk to the kids and inspire them. So we took a group photo. So I'm like, oh yeah, like here's a group photo, but I wasn't going to include that one. And he looked at it and he's like, why is my girlfriend in that picture? So his current girlfriend was at that game and they never knew they were at that same game, and because they weren't at camp together that summer, they went to different weeks. They met years later at camp. And so that's like that, Revive from Archive, kind of like you never know what you're going to find. You never know what will connect to other things. So now that photo definitely is making that photo album because it's, a special moment to look back and go, wow, like they were at the same place so long ago. So I've done school and now I wanted to do family moments, and I have worked on it. And this is kind of how I work on it. I have like a 60-page album plan. So the photo albums I work with have 30 sheets, so it's like 60 sides, 60 pages. So I kind of divided it by, I look at 60 and I say, okay, I want to have this be a 10-year period. I kind of divide it in that way. If you want a copy of this spreadsheet so you don't have to create your own, feel free to just send me a message and I'll send it to you. But so I just wanted to come on to give this introduction of making, spending time with our memories. And maybe this time I'm making a photo album, but other times it could be something else. you know, when we get a nudge, when we're reminded of something and we just like revive from archive. So I will finish this part and then I will have a period of working. So if you are watching this, I encourage you, you know, maybe to press pause, especially if you have a project that you've started and you keep meaning to go work on it, then press pause, go get your material, and then when you have a certain period of time to work on it, then come back and maybe it'll just be like a little bit of you know, working session of a, you know, you're kind of working with me. I'm not gonna show what I'm doing, I don't want to be distracting, but I'll just maybe have like a period where then there'll be an ending, and I haven't decided how long that's going to be yet. I'll go work on mine, and then I'll see you in a little bit. So hopefully you will be inspired to work on one of your memories projects. So I am sitting here at the table. I'm going to start working, and I hope that you are as well. And so I have like a photo album here that I'm, you know, I've done quite a few pages already. And I showed you that spreadsheet that I use to kind of say where I'm at. So I realize where I'm at the moment on this page. I know what page is next because I've already done this work. So I had already written, you know, what the order of my pages. Because you know, like if you plan ahead, if you don't plan ahead, then you could finish the album and you're only up to, you know, them being 15 and you want to go to 18, or in this example of I'm making a childhood album. So I have this box, it's a Creative Memories box, where every page is kind of set up. So this is going to be my next page, and the page after, and the page after that, you know. And then so initially when we organize it, now I'll probably do a video on that process another time. But so I had already kind of set up my the order of my pages. So now I just have to kind of crop them, put and tape them into my album, and that's what I'm going to be working on today in this working session. I had the timer set for 30 minutes, so that's the end of 30 minutes. I just wanted for it to be an initial, just maybe all you did was take your things out. And I had taken my things out before I started recording before, so I managed to accomplish a little bit more, maybe perhaps. But I'm good. I ended up working for 2.25 hours. So on this project, the first hour, I did 2 pages. So, you're just when we start, it was I needed either I had forgotten to get the paper I wanted to put in as background color at times, and then I realized I wanted to scan these photos, and I was looking to see if they had already been scanned because they were physical photos that had never been cropped. When my kids were young, I used to get double prints, and then I would kind of separate them into photos of my son, photos of my daughter, or just extras. So the photos in my photo albums, in the family albums, they were cropped a lot of times. So it's hard to scan them when they're not a proper size. So that slowed me down a little bit. But once I got in a groove, so it took me an hour to get the first 2 pages. And then in the next half hour, I did 2. So I kind of doubled my speed. And then I did 4 in the next one. So, it started that a page took 30 minutes and it ended with a page taking 15 minutes. But again, for me, my photos were already all organized. I knew which ones were going in. I just still had to do a bit of research sometimes on what year things were. They weren't, or there'd be something missing. If I didn't have it, I just put a little note. So I just kept going, right? I just wrote myself a note, okay, I want to add this photo to this page, and then moved on. So that's why I was going a lot faster once I got in a groove. It was just keep working, just don't slow down, by getting sidetracked and going to do something for an hour or 15 minutes, right? So it was just, okay, let's just get the pages done. So I think that's also what happens. Like we put a timer for half an hour and then we get in a groove and then we just keep going. So that's why I've just put the timer for 30 minutes on this video. And then I hope maybe you're inspired to just keep going and do a little more. All right, hope you enjoyed this session and we'll see you soon.